Welcome back. We need to go investigate the science room.
Okay.
Because we came across another death end towards the end of the previous part, didn't we? We need to stop what's going to happen. For Anya's sake, really. Okay, it has to be around here somewhere. Let's look around. Right. We've got no time to waste.
Beakers, lab equipment, chemical racks. There are a lot of places that seem worth checking.
Given the size of that blast, I doubt the bomb's small. It should stick out like a sore thumb. Then let's hurry and find it.
I mean, you're assuming it's a bomb. It could have been like a science experiment that went wrong, like maybe some chemicals were delivered that reacted with something else that they didn't know was here, and then boom. What do you think, Nadia? I only did a brief check, but I don't think this is where the explosive came from. Although we'd need to do a more thorough inspection to say for sure. You're probably right then. The equipment in here hasn't been used for classes in a long time. If someone did plant something, there'd be more than likely to be some trace of it. So not disturbed, basically. Okay. Wonder if these are the materials for the school festival that Albert mentioned. Something wrong? Female student. I think you should leave. It's that sort of thing, like we should have really told these three to leave. Be like, get out now. Like, what? Like, get out now. Like, and then explain later. Something wrong. We were just wondering if there was anything fun in there. Nah, not really. It's just the stuff that's on the inventory list. Trust me, I had to inspect it all. I see. Thanks. Like, honestly, my instincts out of everything would be like, get Toa. Really? It looks like everything's alright in here. Huh? Something wrong? No, not at all. We're just checking to make sure everyone's following the teacher's instructions. Well, of course we are. I mean, it'd be dangerous not to. That's right, safety first. Be careful around open flames and all that. I know they're probably keeping track of which chemicals they're using, but maybe there's something in here that's dangerous when mixed? Yeah, that's just the feeling I'm getting. From what I'm seeing, that doesn't seem very likely. Anything made from these chemicals wouldn't have made an explosion that big. Yeah, but maybe something's been delivered that, again, could mix with that. Are you sure? Positive. Let's just say I've mixed more than my fair share of blasty stuff back in the day. I see. Looks like it's not here. Could I have been wrong? Is my mind really just playing tricks on me? Where else could it be? Hey, sorry to interrupt. Are you looking for the delivery guy that just came in? Delivery guy? Yeah, he left a paper bag in the prep room a few minutes ago. Didn't really get a good look at his face, but I could have sworn I've seen him before. Then again, maybe my brain's just playing tricks on me. Let's get to the prep room now. Way ahead of you.
These readings. We should do a shard search.
There's an element... I mean, it's over there. I was like, what's that? It's back. There's an element to me, just thinking now. Where, like, how the garden. Is that separate in space and time? We know it's a digital space and all that type of stuff, but... like, with the whole idea of, like, we can get the shards and stuff around the place, the little blue crystals. Like, say, have they reappeared? Like, say for instance, like, I went somewhere, picked up the crystals, then something happens and we time leap to before I picked up the crystal. Can I pick it up again? And I'm not thinking from like a gameplay aspect there, like being like, oh, is it just there again? Well, there we go, I'll pick it up again. More shards for me. No. I'm thinking what that could potentially mean gameplay-wise for the story. Because that's entirely something that Falcom could leave in intentionally. We know what they're like. It'd be like, oh, the shards have reappeared, which means the garden space is outside of time when we reset time. Potentially. Maybe that's one of the reasons how we could use the time leap system. Our memories, our personalities, who we are as these guys, is being stored in the garden some way and then being sent back. Maybe that's the method. Don't know. Worth keeping an eye on. Anyway, so it's like, yeah, in the corner, like, there was some shards in here, like, you know, I just want to make sure of that. Okay, so bag in the corner. Aha, found it. Holy moly, is that a plastic explosive? This is high-grade stuff. You could blow up the whole building if you set it up right. What? But who would bring something like that into our school? Think we got our answer from that girl earlier. Oh, the delivery man. Phew, that did the trick. You disarmed it? Luckily for us, the mechanism wasn't all that complicated. Alright, what's our next move? The explosion had gone off around this time before. Chasing an arsonist on our own would be dangerous, no doubt about that. Still, would you be willing to help track him down? Of course they will. Yeah. That guy's gonna regret getting in the way of my lazy school life when I'm through with him. Oh dear.
If they went in and out of the room, we could track them down with the shard search.
That's a good idea. Let's do it.
All the way down there at this point. I know it went the other way, but... Because you came this way then. Aha.
These readings. We should do a shard search.
It looks like he went to the van. But it looks like to me... Oh, it's you. Because you're orange.
It's high time I return the favor from when you humiliated me. They say revenge is a dish best served cold. But I say it's best delivered with a bang. What? Who the hell are you?
That's our line, bucko.
This man barely qualifies as an amateur. Do you know him, Agnes?
Unfortunately, I do. He used to be my upperclassman.
Oh no, not you again. Let's get Ren.
Tell me, Ronald Griffith. Why would you do something so horrible?
Agnes Claudel!
Isn't that...
What is he doing here? And why is he wearing that outfit?
You two stay here. I'm going to go call the police.
Toa, you don't know what happened. Agnes, Swin and Nadia were able to prevent the explosion at Aramis Academy. Miss Toa stayed late so she could console the other students and deal with the aftermath. And the perpetrator, Ronald Griffith, was given over to the police. And that's it. He was just trying to harass Ren? Seems so. That's what he said during his confession, at least. He claimed he was only trying to cause a little chaos so that she'd lose face in the eyes of her peers. Now, talk about taking things 10 steps too far. He said his name was Ronald Griffith, right? But he withdrew from Aramis. That's right. He was the son of a former elected official. A thoroughbred through and through. Caused a hell of a stir last spring, which led him to drop out. Seems he's held a grudge against you and the student council president ever since. I'm aware, He's tried to get revenge on her several times at this point. But it didn't sound like he was a real threat, until now anyway. Yes, what he did goes beyond idle harassment. I mean, yeah. There's no telling how many people could have died. Oh, Aki. Yeah, this case is a real head-scratcher. High-yield explosives like those are normally found in the hands of Jaegers, not civilians. They aren't exactly easy to get hold of. Yes, where did he get them? Or who gave them to him?
Fess up! You got that stuff off the black market, didn't you?
Yeah, what of it? Where else am I gonna get an explosive? You coppers must have a lot of time to kill. Why are you making such a big deal out of this?
Because you planted a bomb in a school! That thing could have blown the entire building to bits!
What are you talking about? That's not what they told me! I only wanted something that caused a disruption!
Of all the foolish things to do. Just to be safe, we searched the entire area and we didn't find any other explosives. We'll be investigating the matter further, but it may be some time before we track down the seller. Got any ideas on that, S? Can't say I do. I know next to nothing about Calvert's black market. That said, I'm not exactly keen on leaving this case squarely in the hands of the police. I'm right here, you know. Well, we'll leave it at that. I won't pry into your background for now. But dismantling a bomb and pinning down an armed suspect isn't something any normal high school kid can do. I know you're filling in for Arkwright while he's out of town, but I expect your full cooperation with our investigation. Are we clear? Crystal! Understood. Although we did tell you everything we know. While provoking him once or twice along the way. Anyway, I doubt we'll get any more leads for today, so I'll be on my way. Sorry to keep you kids so late. Oh, but one last thing before I go. Remember, you're all civilians. You shouldn't go sticking your noses into places they do not belong. You got lucky this time, but in the future, don't take matters into your own hands. Do me a favor and relay that to your boss, too. Yes, sir. Smell you later, Supersleuth. Bye-bye! That took longer than I expected. The Calvert police are pretty serious about their jobs, huh? Supersleuth took our insults like a champ. I like him. Getting under his skin was so much fun. Well, at least one of us enjoyed ourselves. Still, I wish we could have been able to help more. There are still so many unanswered questions. Yeah, for real. On the bright side, we did prevent the tragedy C warned us about. But how did C know that was gonna happen? Like, is that what they were referring to? I've been wondering, if they knew what was going to happen, why was their message so vague? I mean, investigating Aramis isn't exactly much to go on. We only stopped it because of the time rewinding thingy. Something feels off about all this. I know what you mean, especially since the act was so personal in nature. I just don't get what motivated C to investigate this guy. I agree. It doesn't make much sense. Between tipping us off about the 7th Genesis and now this, one might wonder if they could see the future. Yeah, I'd believe it. Heck, we just learned that time travel's real. I mean, we knew it before time travel was real. It's not a new thing to this series, so I'm basically willing to believe anything at this point. Well, we don't know for sure that what we're doing is time travel. Right, well, it's probably pointless to continue racking our brains over this. There's something else that's been bothering me.
That's not what they told me! I only wanted something that caused a disruption!
I get it, it's like, yeah, it's that element of like, it feels like time travel. It's called time leap and everything, but it's still that idea of like, what I was talking about, the idea of like, save states. Like you could go back to a previous point along the route, and like there seems to be different sized blobs along the line that you've got there leading to the different ends. So it's like, are they save states? Are they points in time where it's auto-saving. Like the world is auto-saving. And we're just reloading the save. Rather than literally going back. Or a case of like it's restoring the world to that point. Because that feels like the time loop aspect of the theory I got going on. Where it's like it's restoring it back to 0. So that feels like it's doing the same kind of thing where it's restoring everything about the world back to a point a few minutes ago. And that's what the blob is on the timeline. It's not reloading a save, it's a save state. Is what I'm thinking right now. Yeah, anyway. He may have said he didn't mean to cause that much damage, but that's just an excuse. Still wonder where he even got the goods in the first place. Oh well, we're not being paid to figure this out. We should let the cops earn their keep. Right, perhaps it's better that we leave the rest in their hands. At any rate, we saved a lot of lives today. Thank you both again for your help. Again, it's like, oh. I doubt I would have been able to save Odetanel, but if I was on my own. Oh, yes. Hey, it's no biggie. Besides, we're freeloading off you guys, so we've got to pitch in somehow, even if it's just a little bit. But if you really want to thank us, I totally accept a reward in the form of... I'm going to stop you there. Don't get carried away. I was worried that was going to be another explosion when it was a dash. It was going to be like, boom, like, oh, not another one. Well then, shall we head home for the day? It's gotten pretty late now. Yeah, take a quick stroll around town and then head back to the office. You gonna come with, Aggie? Oh wait, you have to go back to the dorms, don't you? I do, but I can come along. I need to sort through Van's paperwork anyway. Sounds like a plan. We'll feel better having you with us on the way back. You sure you want to lug your bag all the way to the office? All right, maybe I should drop that off in my room first. But I ought to call Ren and let her know what happened. Do you mind if I stop by the dorms? You're more than welcome to join me if you'd like. Oh, can we? Sounds like fun. We'd be happy to come along, thank you. I feel like something else is coming. I mean, clearly, because it's not the end of the chapter. But you know what I mean.
I see. Well, it's a good thing you were there to prevent the worst from transpiring.
What's this you're wearing? I kind of like it. It's very nice.
That little troublemaker has a rather poor sense of timing. He just had to pick a day when I wasn't around.
The police have him in their custody now. They also confirmed that the school is free of explosives, so class will resume tomorrow. And we took a look around campus ourselves. Can't be too thorough, you know?
Well, in that case, I'm sure everything will be fine.
I don't think it will be.
I'll have to treat you to some tea once I'm back. I would like to have a little chat with you all.
Again, she's the only one who worries me when she mentions tea. Normally I'm all like, yeah, let's go get a cup of tea. But Ren, like, like, even though I know she's a good guy now, it's like,
In particular, I'd love to hear what exactly tipped you three off.
Time, travel.
Would you care to fill me in on all the juicy details once I get back?
We did kind of sweep the time rewind thing under the rug. She doesn't miss a beat, does she? Of course. We'll be sure to tell you all about it.
Very good. In the meantime, I'll do a little digging into the matter with Griffith on my own. I'll be back before you know it, so keep an eye on things for me until then, alright?
Will do. Take care. To make it a bit more simpler in terms of what I mean with the save states, it's, imagine making a system restore point on your computer. So if, like, something goes wrong, you restore it back to the previous point of, like, how everything was on your computer up to that point. But you as the person who has restored that system restore point, like you've taken it back to that point, you have the knowledge of what happened, so that doesn't happen again on that system. That's what I feel like is more what's going on here. Going with that idea of, like, it feels more like there's a computer element, a digital element to the world, as well as the whole time loop situation. They can be combined as a theory is what I'm thinking, rather than be separate. It's like they can join together. It's like, yeah. After taking a quick breather, Anya's got changed and the trio set off to do their evening rounds. We got a lot of evening rounds. Like, damn, we got so much evening rounds. We got like an up and down thing. Let's go to the Trion Tower first. Let's just go there. That's a lot of evening rounds.
Nothing like wandering around the dazzling city streets at night. Don't try this at home, kids.
Someone got a new lease on life. Where was all this energy 3 hours ago? Well, just remember that we're only here to handle a few 4 SPGs. That's it.
I've still got some paperwork to sort through, so I need to head back to the office once we're done.
And other various shops to peruse.
Right. Here's your stop, brother. You're a real hep cat. What? Bringing a girl from out of town to a happening spot like this? The view at night from the observatory is nothing you've ever seen before. I bet that little jewelry box is gonna blow that little lady's mind. Just don't mention that or she'll figure it out. Still, I really can't thank you enough, sir. It was a lovely ride. We appreciate you recommending us all those places to visit too. Hold the butter, sister. I'm just doing my job. Lady Luck deserves all the credit for this once-in-a-lifetime drive. You ever need another lift, just give old Giordano a holler, you dig?
Welcome to the
You ask me, ferrying folks around ain't just a physical journey, but an emotional one too. Take this pair of cool cats. When I brought them over here, the bond they share came along for the ride. Car can connect two hearts together the same way it does two places. Now, if that ain't poetic, I don't know what is.
Boutique, which just opened this year to sample a range of imported goods from the Liberal Kingdom.
Well, how about it? Think I could pass for a fashion-forward metropolitan? I don't think it'll be quite that easy. You cut a good figure, sir. Sure. Sure, that's the word. But your sense of style is non-existent and your hair's looking kinda dry. Buying a new full body ensemble will mean nothing if you aren't conscious of these things on a daily basis. Ouch, way to cut a guy deep. It's okay to sugarcoat things a little, you know? They say the road to becoming fashionable is a long and hard one. But I know it isn't impossible. I just have to keep at it. Flattery isn't really my strong suit, I'm afraid. But my manager tells me that isn't necessarily a bad thing. Well, if they want me to point out the issues I see, then I'll try to be frank. I'm not doing the typical joke. No. I need to start thinking about our business strategy for the coming season. This time we're looking to play off of Calvard's unique cultural identity, more specifically its advancements in visual technology. We could host a fashion photography competition, for instance. Or collaborate with an upcoming movie on a new clothing line. Luckily, Valis, that is R&M, has ample funding. That gives us the leeway to try out just about any strategy we can think of.
Anything of interest? I hope you found
No,
everything
because
to your liking.
you've got a blue icon, so I don't need to double check that.
We hope you'll have a fabulous time here. Visit today.
Mishi! Hiya! I came by today to visit the Mihi movie theater. Out of curiosity, did you happen to catch last year's big hit, Mishi in Boots? I did. The adorable lead role was played by none other than Mihi. It's a laid-back, feel-good type of plot. Then that also doubles a revolutionary foray into the darkness of greed lurking in every living soul. Oh, sounds like my kind of story. How feel-good can it be with social commentary like that? I mean, didn't it turn into a horror film? Boy, oh boy, I wonder what movies they're playing right now. There's so many genres to choose from. This theater is like a dream come true. Yeah, make a wishy with Mishi.
Thank you for your visit today.
Sometimes Mishi will come and pay the mall a visit, even on days when there's no special events planned. It just goes to show how fond he is of this place. Could be someone we know inside that costume. Easily. Nope, something about this theater just rubs me the wrong way. It's completely devoid of the vintage warmth this street cinema has always had.
We have merchandise for the movie on
So,
sale at the shop.
pardon me if all these shallow trappings nestled inside a soulless shopping mall don't suit my fancy. Alright, calm down. Well, all told, I can't deny that Stardust Cinema has a halfway decent lineup. 100 Days, now there's a masterpiece worth seeing. This place deserves a little more credit from me if they're willing to show a film as hard-hitting as that.
The showing on Screen 1 will soon begin.
The Valesian enterprise that financed Trion Mall is the same one that owns the majority of Michelin Wonderland shares. That's why they keep forcing their redesign Mishi to slave away as the mall's mascot morning, noon, and night. Ugh, my heart goes out to him. Just talking about it is enough to bring me to tears. Still, now I know Mishi is always close by, so that's one small joy.
Okay.
I wonder, like, do any of these posters, like, is there any high-quality versions of these posters? The Adventures of Rockford, Golden Calamity. Because I'd like to get some of these posters, like, honestly, on the wall. Like, look at Fire Shark. Look at that artwork. I love it. It's silly, but great at the same time.
Please proceed to the entrance.
And what I like about movies is all the fun little touches you can easily miss. Like when a supporting character ad-libs in the background behind the main cast, for example. Or when some small prop they show off for half a second foreshadows a major plot point.
On sale at the shop.
It just adds so much to the experience, like, Falcom games, everyone! Falcom, it's just described the Falcom series, is games. We usually show our more popular releases in more than one theater at a time. What's the design on the wall, anyway? A bird? I think it's a bird. It's maybe Stardust, but... Stardust. Anyway, that way our customers can always get seats at different showtimes. Honestly, as a lover of film myself, our cinema is like a dream come true.
Step right up.
Welcome to Stardust Cinema. Thank you for choosing us today. What's playing right now? So we purchased that. So 100 Days. I like it. The genre war is on hold off. What a strange name for a film, though. Hold off. Let's do 100 Days. 3 tickets for 100 days. That'll be 600 Mira. The trio made their way into the theater, having decided to watch a movie during their work break. It is mid-July in 1192, 2 months into what will eventually become known as the 100 Days War. Oh, here we go. Under siege from the Imperial Army, which boasts overwhelming manpower, the Liberl Kingdom is on the brink of total occupation. Gransel and the Leiston Fortress are still holding strong, and the soldiers all over the kingdom continue to push back against the Empire. However, the tides of war crash against them. The slight of the battered Annenberg wall surrounding the royal city stands in testament to that. At the wall's multitudes of wounded soldiers, empty cannons, and perforated ramparts, all signs point to its inevitable collapse. Among the remaining soldiers is Private First Class Rid, whose section of the wall is about to give way. Out of supplies and with no word of reinforcements, the soldiers succumb to despair as the Empire's tanks surround them. Then, amidst the hellish backdrop of war, Private Red catches a glimpse of hope in a moment that will change the very course of history itself. The airships.
How can we compete with a military of that size? I guess this really is the end. Oh, Dad. I'm sorry I wasn't a better son. I'm so sorry. What was that? Where did those shots come from? Above!
I apologize for the delay. The cavalry has arrived. You can leave the rest to the mobile task force. Onward to victory and glory. The time has come to win another day for our homeland!
Prepare to commence our final counter-offensive. Make the enemy tremble before the unwavering spirit of the Royal Armed Forces. Relinquish your fears and show them your pride. Victory is assured so long as we continue to press onward.
As those words reverberated in my ears, and as the tide began to turn, I was finally able to make sense of it all. The purpose behind our fighting, and those long bloody battles, was to buy time for this moment.
These airships were developed in secret for three-dimensional maneuvers. Nothing like it's ever been attempted before, but I know it'll work. However, it will require full support from the infantry. Men, lend yourselves to our cause. For our country, for your homeland. The fate of the kingdom rests on this battle!
Those orders put the fire back into the troops, and rekindled a sense of patriotism towards our nation. As I stood there, unaware that I was witnessing a turning point in history, I took my gun in hand and stepped onto the battlefield.
I wonder who's playing Cassius. And Richard. So, 100 Days is a film about the 100 Days War that took place 17 years ago in Liberl. Honestly, I expected the film to be longer, given the subject matter. For sure, they did a great job explaining it all in a way that was easy to follow. Ren told me a little about her adoptive father, but I never knew he was that amazing. I suppose I don't really know if that's what he was actually like. I think he's currently ranked Lieutenant General. We've never met him in person either. For all the movies we could have picked, we chose an educational one. We're such great students. I think we deserve a reward for our good deed. I'm going to help myself to the boss man's tea cakes. Not the tea cakes. Realize you're going to incur the wrath of Van again, right? Alright, they have a brochure for sale. They aren't showing this movie outside of Edith yet, so maybe I should buy one for Van. Having finished their break, the three of them resumed their work. Oh. Lovely. What did you get? Oh. Makes sense. Ooh, a Shino. Miss, you ought to be over at the movie theater right about now. Not sure why I'm confessing this to you, but I'm one of his biggest fans. I collect every bit of info on him I can find, build my schedule around his performances. The works. It may not show on the outside, but when Mishy turns up at the mall, I'm pumping my fists on the inside. Head to the observation deck? Yep.
Feels like it's been an eternity since I've been here. Though I wish I could have come with Van.
Why is Aggie looking so down?
What's Dominique doing here? The view tonight sure is grand. Guess I was right to swing on by. Still, things have been a little unsettling lately. And so far, I've had to leave the stage to those kids. Well, I guess that just leaves me to do whatever I want. I'll make sure to live it up in my daughter's absence. Just who is this lady? Welcome to the observation deck. The sun seems to be setting later and later these days. Once night moves in, you'll be privy to the incredible beauty of Edith's nighttime landscape. And if the weather permits, you'll also have a wonderful view of the constellations. Again, it's like this implies the world has some kind of element of an axial tilt, or the sort of simulation of one, potentially, you know. You know, considering like the sun's gonna start setting later. Sneaking into my castle, what a fool you are. As punishment for your intrusion, you will become a test subject for my latest magical brews. You'll never leave here alive. Grumble. Oof, I'm getting hungry. When's Mummy gonna be done shopping? I'm really afraid of heights, but if I just look up at the sky, it doesn't bother me so much. That's why I focus on either the clouds or my hands when I'm working. I'm kind of hoping my phobia will be cured if I work here long enough. I mean,
Wanna try something? Come again.
I hope for the best for you, mate. I hope for the best. Oh, can I go? The door leads to the upper control room. Yeah, but maybe I want to go in the control room. Did you think about that game? Oh, look who else is there, actually. Our moonlight tour of the capital is now nearing its final stop. Let's make our way to Trion Tower's observation deck for a lovely nighttime view of Edith's skyline. Edith's, yeah. I signed up for the Moonlight Tower tour package. Don't know where I got tower from. Only to wind up the only single in a group of couples. Awkward, huh? Well, whatever. I'm here to have fun, not to worry about what other people think of me. Enjoy it, mate. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Oh, hello. Are you three out on patrol? We're doing the rounds. I know you must be worried after what happened today, but try not to overdo it, alright? Students need their rest, after all. Given the nature of his job, you'd think Van would agree, but then he goes and brings 5 minors on board. Minors, not minors. By the way, aren't you guys from Elaine's alma mater? That's right. Oh yeah, I guess we did hear something about Elaine graduating from Aramis, huh? I think someone said you were even in Van's class too? And that you were both on the student council. Oh, no, we totally just ruined the vibe they had going. Guess Van did say to be careful about bringing up the past around, huh? Says all the right things, then runs away when things aren't convenient for him. Suppose that's how he's always been, though. Never was one to ask me for help. Is she drunk? Actually, there's no alcohol in these. Well, boys will be boys, as they say. Just make sure to keep a tight hold on their reins. Yes, ma'am. Maybe I shouldn't have sounded so eager. Phew, matters of the heart sure are complicated. Alright, let's just get out of here before she comes back to her senses. Honestly. Everything I know about Elaine's relationship with Van is from what other people have told me. Not that it's any of my business, of course. Anyway. Why don't we move on to some other topic? Here's a fun fact for you. I used to go to the Ardent International High School in Remiferia. If you want, I could always pretend I'm one of your upperclassmen. What do you mean, pretend? S and I are just your average garden... I mean, garden variety school kids. If the cat wasn't out of the bag before, it sure is now. At least it saves us the trouble of having to hoodwink the guild. I've noticed Regina's been working awfully hard lately. As much as I appreciate her efforts, I'd rather she not stretch herself too thin. Of course, the same could be said to you as well. Don't forget you're still only teenagers. If anything serious ever happens, make sure you call the guild before it gets too out of hand, alright? Yes, ma'am. We will. Elaine has experienced rewinds before too, right? Yeah, they saved her more than once before. No need to involve her in what's going on now, though. We could just hack into our own with this one. Yes. Elaine and the other braces come around for drinks pretty often. Even on some of their busy days. That's why I always try to have a few non-alcoholic drinks ready for them. That's very thoughtful of you, Shino. We appreciate it. Seriously, there's a reason I'm always itching to come back. I'm glad to see your bar is so popular lately. I'm just glad to know it's up to customer satisfaction. It's always a pleasure to serve. Trion Tower is simply lovely at night. What could go better with the view than a good cocktail? I can also mix up some non-alcoholic stuff instead. All you need to do is ask.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you.
Oh no, thank you. Do. Alright, so the big shop with the big windows.
Welcome.
It'd be incredibly cold in here, wouldn't it?
Welcome to the Trion Mall.
I wanted to get a case for my T-phone, so I figured I'd stop by the store on my way home. They apparently have earphones and device connectors on sale now, too. Maybe I should look into buying some. After all, why not make the best of my T-phone experience? And why not? Yes.
Visit the new liberal boutique, which just opened this year.
Kinda wanted... went home for a short while ago, yeah. She was looking a bit worried, though. I hope everything's alright. But she can't stop thinking about Cray Village. If only there was something I could do to help her. You gave her a job. You gave her a job. Kane is not here at the moment. Something came up, apparently. Gotta be to do with Lashkar, right? But not to worry, I'm here to take on all her duties. So if you need any tinkering done, just say the word.
Alright, let's move.
I feel like that's gonna be the 4SPG, though. We've had more than a few customers asking about the T-phone today. Up to now, most mobile terminals, like Arcus, could only be used by public officials and military personnel. Nobody really expected to have one for themselves. So that's why it's my responsibility to make sure they're properly introduced to the T-phone. I wonder if the T-phone's going to be part of the plot somehow. Like just having this many people connected. Maybe that's going to be relevant. Like, if we go with like the kind of logic of the Garten is somehow storing memories and stuff like that, and then it's being transmitted back to the past or something like that along those lines, maybe connecting everyone to it and then reverting the timeline, slightly doing another time leap. Everyone remembers something major before it happens, that kind of thing. Maybe. T-phones, I just can't stop thinking about them. The mother of one of Bart's friends bought one recently. Honestly, they're really fascinating. My husband seemed to express some interest in it as well. Maybe I should talk to him about getting one. Phew, all that playing I did really wore me out. Wish we could go home now, but once Mum goes into the bird store, she takes forever to come out. She just stands in front of the T-phones the whole time. Can't she hurry up already?
Okay.
Okay. The door is locked. Imagine the other one will be as well. Nope. But maybe there's something or someone up here. The door is locked. Very well. Nothing of note. Worth checking though, worth checking. Head to the ground floor.
Here you'll find Trion Tower, one of Edith's major landmarks.
Right,
You'll
so...
also find the Vern store,
actually,
a movie theater,
make sure we are done. Yep, right.
and other various shops to peruse. Visit the new liberal...
Are you aware that our signature fruitcake tastes different this year? Our greengrocer of choice recently implemented selective breeding in their crops, with help from a Valesian company. Once it came time to finally harvest the fruits of their labor, as it were, we made sure to stock up on them. Our sponge cake and fresh cream have also been improved upon to keep the overall quality consistent. I do hope you'll take the time to try it.
Hello there.
Hello. Right, we'll take that.
Thank you.
Oh no, thank you, thank you. After the arrest of the Quincy Company CEO, many of my friends started avoiding the store. It's not as though the flavor or quality of the sweets has changed. These fools have just been swayed by public opinion. It's rather sad, really. I mean, they have moral objections. I think that's okay. So, how's work going, Mr. Department of Internal Affairs? Not this again. Look, you can poke and prod all you like, but I'm not going to blab about government secrets, Sasha. No, wasn't that obvious? Well, whatever. I wanted to talk about something else anyway. Yes, just trying to set them up. How's it been going with Miss Sonia? You two going on another date anytime soon? Not yet, no. Been meaning to ask her, actually. I wanted to know if you had any recommendations for stores she might be interested in. Oh.
Okay.
Stores Miss Sonia might be interested in her. Well, I could tell you, for a price, of course. Sasha, they're government secrets for a reason. But I can buy you dessert. Yes!
Vern store, a movie
Dear, oh
theater,
dear.
boutiques, and other various shops to peruse.
What in His holy name am I doing?
Hope you'll have a
Why am I
fabulous
standing in
time
front of the
here.
Quincy parlor again? I can't control myself. Their fine cuisine is simply too pleasing to the eye and to the mouth. Surely there's no harm in buying one tart, right? It's where it starts. It's where it starts. Trust me. Trust me.
Their Eastern tea is pretty nice.
More and more people seem to be developing an interest in investing recently. The proliferation of the Orbital network is a likely cause of that. Checking for changes in stock prices has never been easier. Moreover, with so many Valesian enterprises making inroads into Calvert, many are starting to take heed of the resulting fluctuations in the market. This may be a good time for us to assemble some documentation on how to interpret stock charts and such. Let's go with you first. Kiefer Sutherland. Understood. I'll let the representative know about the changes in plans. Of course. Goodbye. For now. Damn it, why do I keep taking these calls off the clock? As if I need more urgent tasks on my plate. All I do is work, day in and day out. How am I supposed to fit in any personal time?
You'll also find the Vern store, a
Yeah,
movie
you need a good
theater,
work-life
boutique,
balance, don't you?
and
You
other
do.
various shops to peruse.
Oh, aren't they just the most precious pair you've ever seen? And they dance so well together,
We
too.
hope you'll have a fabulous
Lulua
time here.
already brings a smile to my face on a regular basis, being the sweetest girl that she is. But today, she's shining even brighter than usual. You know, I think I'm finally starting to understand what all this idol business is about. Oh. So this is the best Review has to offer. All that talent and they've got going to waste. The stage presence, the choreography, everything missing. Everything's missing the passion. I can barely stand to watch. How can they be okay with this? Why are you so fixated on their performance, Natalie? Your idle days are a thing of the past. Unless you're not thinking of taking it all up again, are you? You're a chancellor now. If anything, those girls are your rivals. I know that. It's just those girls could be so much more. I know they have it in them. It's just what is going on in that head of yours? Look, you've been in their place once, so understand why you're still attached. But they've got nothing to do with you now. Even the agency said not to associate with them. How did they expect me to just turn a blind eye? I can't have with you making people think idols can't be any better than this.
You'll also find the Vern store, a movie theater, boutiques, and other various shops.
Hey, everyone, we're with you. Thank you so much for coming out to see us.
Drop by the Vern store if you
Oh,
want to
it's
check
that
out the
idol group.
hottest new commodity,
Looks like they're having a live event here. You met with them in person, right? Heard you helped them out with a request. I'm surprised they'd host an event at a mall of all places, but they still drew in one heck of a crowd, so what do I do? What do I know? They may be part of a fledgling industry, but that hasn't stopped them from capturing the hearts of all those fans. Hey, everyone, we're with you. Thank you so much for coming to see us. Okay. Ding. Melanie! Phew, this place is huge. Just walking around it is exhausting. What's going on in the shop there? I was traipsing around the mall again in search of some direction for my designs. What I learned was the reparations bubble introduced a lot of products packed with features that needed to be communicated to the customers. But recently, that started to let up. Now it's more about user convenience and trendy eye-catching visuals. That same philosophy ends up trickling down to the ad designs too. In this day and age, with all the info we could ever need at our fingertips, people are more concerned with style than data points. That's just the breakthrough I needed. Time to head on home and start my draft again from scratch. Alright, very well. Yeah, what's going on here? Who we got?
To the Liberal Boutique.
Ray?
Welcome to the Trion Mall.
And as you can see, the acerbic tomato placed first amongst last month's sales. We couldn't have done it without ZCF, especially not without the import contract you had negotiated for us. Well, I'm glad the tomato's doing well. I'm sure you're just good at selling them, though. You know, I've actually heard that the LaBelle boutique's been getting a lot of praise lately. Even in LaBelle itself. There's even been some concern that people will be so satisfied with the shop, they won't even feel like they have to come to LaBelle anymore. What? I mean, they're wrong though. LaBelle's actually getting more tourism than ever because of you guys. Well, as an employee of the woman who proposed the shop in the first place, I'm more than pleased with how everything's turning out. Honestly, this is the therapeutic part of my trip. But anyway, I'll be expecting great things from you all. Come to think of it, you seem much busier than usual, Ray. Yeah, we actually received a request from the West Sumeria Tech Union. So I've been having to deal with that this whole time. It's all over with now though, so I should be ready to head back tomorrow. Oh, sounds like they're both from LaBelle. They are. And that tech union they mentioned, I'm a little curious. Doesn't seem relevant to us at least.
It's a cutting-edge piece of orbital
Oh,
technology that's
aren't you that girl that came from Basel last year with the Spriggan? Yes, and I believe you're that researcher from LaBelle? Ray, was it? Van's notes said you helped in gathering materials for some painkillers? That's right. But anyway, if I'm remembering correctly, you're an Aramis student. That must mean you have met with the ZCF's technical advisor. Technical advisor? Would that be Ren by any chance? That girl's got her hands in a whole bunch of pies, huh? I could never work that hard. Not if you don't put your mind to it, no. This is the individual who created the acerbic tomato through selective breeding, and he may be a tad eccentric, but he's a remarkably gifted researcher. The ZCF is fortunate to have him. It's always a pleasant surprise to have a fellow Liberian walk through those doors. Yeah, it would be nice, wouldn't it? It would be nice. Right, so I'm thinking we'll use this as a place to end this part. And in the next part, we'll carry on the rounds, essentially. And yeah, we'll go to the Center Marché and pick up the 4SPG along the way there as well. I think that's a good idea. So, we'll see you in the next part. Ta-da for now!